Welcome back, guys. So today we are looking at a Japanese Nintendo 64. Pretty awesome stuff. And as you see here, this is a Japanese release cartridge, and there are these special tabs on the back. So the way Nintendo region locked this system was a physical region lock. They had the plastic molded differently depending upon if it was Japanese or North American. So if you had one of those systems, a cartridge from the other region would not fit. So as you see here, Japanese cart fits just fine. A US release game, not so much. Not getting in there because of the physical region lock. And as you can see here, trying to show it the best I can, it's just these black plastic tabs. And since this is the Japanese version, they're going to be located as such. If they were the North American version, they would be over and a little bit smaller based upon the way the cartridge looks. So we do have two options to make our system region free. One, you can just cut off the tabs. Can be a little sloppy, some people don't like that. Or you can 3D print a region free tray, which is what I have done here. So those are the options. I think using a 3D printed tray without physically altering the tray that's in there is probably the best option. That way you still always have your original tray without deforming it. We do have 6 screws we need to take out, and you will need that 4.5 millimeter game bit that I showed. I'll put a link in the description if you want to buy some of these. But I've already taken out most of these screws other than the bottom 2 here. Be careful, you don't want to lose these guys. If you lose them, you're going to have to find replacements, and you don't want to have to go about doing that. So just keep track of them. They can easily roll off and slide away. I've done that plenty of times. And then the next thing you do want to do is take out your RAM expansion pack or the jumper pack that is in your system. If you just remove the top piece of the Nintendo 64, it will pull it right out. But just in case we don't want to damage anything, do try to remove it safely first. And as you see, this is the region locked tray. And then we are done with the bottom piece. We really don't need to mess with this at all. All the focus is just on replacing this tray. Like I said, since it's a physical region lock, we just got to physically alter the system. So now we're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver to remove the 2 screws from the tray. So we're going to go ahead and loosen those up and get that out. Pretty simple. This is a very simple mod. You can get the region free tray printed from multiple places. I'll put a link in the description to the files that I use to print at home. And I've printed it a couple times to, differing success. You may have to alter your print, but ultimately this print works just fine. And as you see, these springs on the flaps have to line up with those, tracks there. And the bottom piece here does have longer pegs, so don't get them mixed up because you might wind up breaking them if you try to put one in on the opposite side. And just kind of hold them in place so you don't have to fidget around with moving the flaps around or losing them because they will spring up. Drop our new tray in there and everything is locked in place. We did not lose the flaps, the springs did not come loose or anything, so we are good. And then we're simply going to replace the screws, screw them back in to get this nice and snug in here. Make sure you don't overdo it, don't over tighten it, just get it to right where it locks and you should be good. You don't want to strip anything. You got to remember all the screw posts in here are, pretty soft plastic, so you want to be careful. You don't want to force anything. So as soon as it catches, just boom, that's it. Don't over tighten it. Should be locked in place pretty well. As you see, our flaps working just fine. We don't have the region lock tabs anymore. And hey, yeah, it's not an original piece. It's a 3D printed piece, but it maintains the integrity of the original, tray that we had. We don't have to physically alter that, and we can keep that just in case we want to put it back to its original, physical state at some point. This is, if you want to play Japanese and North American games on either a Japanese or a North American system. So this will work for either or Japanese or a North American system. You can use this tray. And then we're just going to go ahead, get all the screws right back on in there. pretty easy stuff. Like I said, just 6 screws total. Fast forwarding in here, getting all the screws back in. And then I will demonstrate the cartridges fitting just fine like they should. So bam, there we go. Let's go ahead and reinsert our expansion pack. Put the cover back on. And then test out slipping in a couple games. So Japanese inserts just fine. North American game, as you can see, has the different tabs. Go ahead and show you a comparison again. The tabs are on the side on North American, and they're slightly over and a little wider on Japanese. So there we go. North American game easily inserted. Boom. Let's go ahead and try the Japanese one again, why don't we? There we go. So as you see, pretty cool little mod, so you don't have to physically alter anything. Hope you guys appreciate this video. This is just a very simple one to get you going on getting your Japanese system or North American system region free. And with that said, guys, I will catch y'all next time. Boom!